Hey all, it's Abroad on a Budget, and I am checking in at the end of my third week of my $30 a week spending challenge. I am living and working here in Sweden, and I'm trying to only spend $30 a week for anything that's not a fixed expense. For me, my fixed expenses are rent, cell phone, gym, and my Spotify subscription. So anything that doesn't fall under those four categories, I have to find a way to make it work with 30 US dollars. So that's groceries, toiletries, personal, anything that I might need. So just a quick recap to let you know how I did in the previous weeks. My first week has still been my best week. I only went $1.40 over budget. And my second week, I went over budget by more than my budget, which was I went over 40 US dollars when my budget is 30 US dollars. I was on a staycation during this week and I didn't take the money that I normally would have spent on my vacation. I stayed home instead, but I did do a few personal projects around the house, so that definitely kicked me up. So let's see how I did in week 3. I also went over my budget by 19 US dollars. Let's see why. It all really comes down to these 3 purchases, which I'll just take these out and you'll see automatically, yeah, that takes us down to 270 crown. That is only about $3 over my budget. And I would have been feeling really good about that. If I can keep it within $5 over my budget, that was kind of what I thought in my head would be, I would basically feel like I hadn't broken my budget if I could keep it within $5 because of how low I have put this $30 a week, even for a single person. I would think even in America, trying to feed yourself on $30 a week, just groceries would be difficult. And I'm trying to do everything on $30 a week here in Sweden. But I did spend these 3 items. So let's see what they were to get them back up. Right. So I don't know what is going on, but ever since I've started this spending challenge, my local grocery store has had deals that I have never seen in the whole entire almost 2.5 years. It'll be 2.5 years in June that I have lived in Sweden. Never seen these deals. They're on stuff I use all the time, like chicken breast last week or eggs the week before that. And this week it was coconut milk, which I was super happy about. Basically, it was 75 cents off a box of coconut milk. Never happens, never seen it that cheap. I stocked up and I got 5 boxes. This purchase right here, these groceries for 75 crown, that's about $8.50. I did not need these at all. I got really ill this week on top of having a very stressful week at work. I had a terrible flu for about 3 days. And on the evening of the second day of having this flu, I dragged myself to the grocery store and I just bought comfort food that I wanted to eat because I finally had my appetite back and I didn't want to have to do a lot of cooking. So I got like a rotisserie chicken and some feta cheese and some olives and stuff. So didn't need that at all, but I got it. I ended up eating off this stuff for the rest of the week and none of it went to waste, of course. So that was my sick day, which is where these notes come in for a sick day. This right here, though, I just broke my rule and I broke my rule without any guilt. As I mentioned, I've had an incredibly stressful week this week on top of being ill. And a very good friend of mine has had an incredibly stressful several months, really. And they have just received amazing news. I mean, celebratory news that I was really happy for them about. And I'd said, well, let's catch up. I had originally thought we would get together and have brunch, but then I realized, well, I'm not eating out. So I compromised and instead of eating out, I thought, you know what, I still want to get out of the house. It was a beautiful spring day. Everyone was out on the patios. We had this really good news. We were going to a friend's birthday party. We both had stressful times before. I was still a little bit sick and I just wanted to have a nice time with my friend. So we went and caught up over a coffee, which cost me about $5. And I don't regret it. In the past, what I probably would have done when I was sick here was go out to eat and spend honestly 3 times this amount because it's so expensive to eat out in Sweden. And then maybe to celebrate, we would have gone out to brunch and spent 5 times this amount, maybe $25 or $30. So between these two, I still consider it a success. So that is how I went 19 US dollars over my budget, which is normally supposed to be 30 US dollars. However, I was running some numbers and looking at this, I went $1.40 over budget, but from my usual budget, I saved $90 from what I normally give myself. Even this week, which was terrible, I went over my budget by more than I had budget for, but I still saved $60 off my normal budget. And here I went over my budget by $19, but I still saved $70 off my normal budget. And to add this all up, it's about $220 when you do the currency conversion from crown. That's $220 that in the past I would have thought, okay, I can spend that because I have my savings set aside. I have this set aside. Yeah, I can go out to eat, or I can buy this shirt on clearance, or I can do whatever comes up, buy a book, anything like this. So looking at these past 3 weeks and seeing that I've saved $220, that is my ticket from Canada to Texas. That easily, just with focusing for 3 weeks, I was able to find money in my budget and pretty painlessly pay for a ticket to get me from from Canada to Texas, which I need for this summer. So that is where I'm sitting at the end of week 3 of this $30 a week spending challenge in Sweden. Yes, I broke the no eating out rule for sure here, but I don't feel guilty about doing it. And I'm still feeling really good about overall the amount of money I've been able to save in this challenge. So heading into week 4, I am excited to see how this challenge shakes out and what my final number will be in terms of what I've been able to save. If you're doing any challenges right now, I hope they're going well. These things are hard. It is hard to change habits. It's not impossible, but it's really hard because we all have that toddler in our brain that just wants what they want when they want it, as soon as they want it. So good luck to you in whatever you might be doing. And I hope that I am checking in at the end of week 4 with a very good update. Thanks. Bye.